Hi, my name is Graham Hunter, and I've been with the Bellingham Sail and Power Squadron since 1989. I'm also an instructor with the squadron. And with me is Mary Rose Diefendorfer.
Hi, I've been with the squadron since 2017, and I've been teaching ABC for 2 years now. This will be my second year, and on the water training as well.
We have been asked to describe Bellingham's On the Water program. We use this program primarily for the America's Boating Course, or ABC. And we offer this 3 times a year as the 8-week, 16-hour format. To give you a full picture, we have chosen the talk show format. Donna Hunter will ask some leading questions.
How long has the Bellingham Sail and Power Squadron been doing on-the-water training for the ABC course?
For about 5 years, or maybe a bit more.
Why do you conduct on-the-water sessions for ABC?
Well, that's a good question. The America's Boating Course is a long one. It's got a lot of detail and has many topics in it that people have to assimilate in a fairly short period of time. So to go from the classroom to actual on-the-water training is a natural fit. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, and it's a confidence builder for the students, and it's a lot of fun for the students. And of course, we want to have them as members as well.
Yeah, in fact, that is a very good connection with the squadron. What the students or course members do with us in the boats is see the United States Power Squadron, or America's Boating Club, in action.
Where do you hold your on-the-water sessions?
Well, mostly in Bellingham, the Squalica Marina there, and the Bellingham Bay. But we also hold it up here in Blaine at the Blaine Marina and the harbor outside the Blaine.
What is the best type of boat for on the water?
Well, any motor-powered sail or power boat up to about 40 feet would work. The 18 to 23 foot length of boat is ideal for small craft handling, docking, and that sort of practice, whereas the larger boats are good for just demonstrating what cruising boats are like. All types of boats are good for describing rules of the road, anchoring and mooring, and navigation aids, and also for all types of boats is handling and docking.
Yeah, and some students may have a preference as well, because some are inclined to be sailors and some are inclined to be power boaters,
Yeah,
and they would prefer that.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah.
What sort of weather do you prefer?
Well, the best weather is a wind under 10 knots, and that's required by the Power Squadron syllabus. We can go out pretty much any time of year, providing the visibility is at least a mile or so. Other than that, the weather can be variable. The hard part is getting the people on the boat at a time that the weather is good. We had one class where there was some fog involved. Mary Rose, do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I was with another instructor, and we had a class on my boat, and we had to delay because the fog was pretty thick. But as it started to lift, we saw a great opportunity to get the students out there and practice a little bit of fog maneuvering and practicing with fog signals and so on, and let them build some confidence, use the radar. So it was a great opportunity.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility built into the program.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you briefly describe a typical on-the-water session?
Well, the word briefly is going to be an issue here, but we'll do our best. Ideally, we allow about 4 hours from briefing to briefing or debriefing at the end of the session. And normally sort of in the middle of the day, or if the day is going to be a little windy in the morning, we'll do it at a calmer time of day. We meet as a group for a briefing ahead of time and then proceed to the boat, where we meet the boat and the skipper. The skipper will give a good tour of the boat and then give his guest briefing that he would give to any guest that who he'd be going out with. The on-the-water syllabus is fairly global. It covers the entire course from one end to the other. And we picked the parts of that syllabus that suits our program. We may leave some things out, but put other things in. So as I say, we're fairly flexible. After engines start, the skipper will, while the engine's warming up, the skipper will assign the line handling tasks, so our course members get a chance to practice everything to do with boat handling and the aspects of going out in a boat. The skipper always does the departure until we get into the marina. Once we're in the marina and if there's no traffic involved, we'll do some close quarter maneuvering. typically a pivot turn, and each person gets a chance to practice a pivot turn, which is a great confidence builder. Yeah.
Yes.
Once that's done, and if where everybody's happy with the way the boat's handling, then we go out of the marina for some higher speed maneuvering. And at that point, we'll get a chance to see some of the navigation aids out in the harbor, maybe see other boats, so that would deal with rules of the road situations. At some point, I'd like to stop, get the chart out, and then show visible landmarks so that the people can relate what they see on the water to what they see on the chart. And that I find very valuable.
And take bearings.
And to take bearings and do a little bit of navigation at that point. And then we always cover man overboard procedures, whether it's just a discussion or whether we throw a fender overboard and recover the fender or some version of that. At any rate, it involves handling to get the boat towards the man overboard. At that point, we will do either an anchoring or we'll pick up a mooring and come up, stop the boat right up to the point of shutting the engine down. And this we find is a really good time to get out the snacks, relax, chat, and find out what the course members really want to do on this on-the-water session in case of questions have come up. The snacks are always go over as a hit anyway. They're kind of fun. Once that's done, we'll start up the engine again, either weigh anchor or release the mooring, go back into the marina, and then at that point we look at docking practice. And we try to find an open slip or a long section of dock so our course members can practice bringing the boat up close to the dock and stopping as if it were actually going to be docking the boat. And sometimes they will actually dock the boat on this open slip. Then after that's happy, everybody's good with that, then we'll go back to the skipper's slip and debrief the whole session.
And the one thing that you didn't mention that at least I do on my boat, and I think the other instructors do, is a very, very detailed pre-departure briefing, which includes man overboard, wearing of life vest, fire extinguishers, locations, all the safety equipment where they're located,
Good, yeah.
and and how to unplug the shore power. So there's a lot of things to think about before we even get going.
Good. A lot of stuff happens early before the departure.
Yeah.
Very good.
What extra things might you do during and on the water?
Now that kind of depends on our students. People will come with questions about the course or about the on-the-water practice we're about to do or that we're in the middle of doing. And we take those questions as a way to guide the session. So anything extra will come generally from our course members.
And sometimes we do things that are unique depending on, like Graham said, depending on the class. We had one session where we actually did a trip, planned a trip. We let the students navigate from the Blaine Harbor to Point Roberts, and we stopped there and had lunch, and then we came back. And so they got to do all the navigating and the running of the boat.
And another thing we tried once was rafting. Remember we took your boat out into the Drayton Harbor, and you pulled up to a mooring ball, then I was in our sailboat, rafted up to you, had lunch with our snacks, and then our course members switched boats, so they got a chance to experience a large cruising boat like this K.D. Krogan and our 30-foot Hunter sailing boat. So that was good.
Is there a good time during the ABC course to begin the on-the-water sessions?
Well, generally as soon as possible after the first class. The sooner some of the course members get out on the water practicing things, the more excitement builds towards getting more of that. And it leads to better questions during the classroom session as well.
So is there a downside to doing on the water?
Well, yeah, there is. Scheduling the sessions can be an issue. We have, for example, the skipper's personal schedule, the instructor's schedules, and our students' schedules, plus the weather. So getting it all together can be a bit of an issue, but it's well worth it. Having this session done, we find that we get to know our course members a whole lot better. They get to know us. They will then come to the squadron events and meetings and start taking classes and generally become members. It's quite a win-win for everybody.
How many on-the-water instructors are there in Bellingham?
Presently we have 4 on-the-water instructors for that purpose. But we also have skippers who have not been qualified as on-the-water skippers and instructors, but as they get more experience, as Mary Rose did, they will become instructors as well.
How many boats do you need for this program?
Ideally, about 6 boats, a mixture of sail and power boats. But we have now been given permission to use the students' boats themselves. So if the students' boat is suitable, we'll go out in their boat, and that becomes a really good exercise for them. Have you done that yet, Mary Rose?
No, I haven't.
Okay, yeah,
I think the one thing to think about is you don't want to do it on a student's boat who just bought the boat and doesn't know how to run it. I think that they should know how to run their own boat.
That's true. I've been on one situation where the boat was new to the student, but he knew the boat very well, and our session was a great introduction for him to especially the slow speed handling of his boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, this concludes our presentation. For more information, please check out www.boatingisfun.org, and then look at the education tabs and the on the water tabs. Or you can go to the America's Boating Club website at americasboatingclub.org. Thank you.